Hey guys, Sean and Steve from Toolbarn.com, and we just got back from Milwaukee.
Yeah, that's right.
Beautiful
Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
We were at the NPS 19, and we wanted to share with you guys our top 10 most anticipated tools, what we're most excited for.
Yeah, what we're excited for, also what we've heard, when we're out milling around with everybody, getting our shots and getting hands-on with the tools, what we heard from other influencers of what they thought was really cool as well. So this makes up that top 10 list, and we kick it off with,
Well, there's no particular order. We're just saying these are 10 of them. I know there's a lot of content out there, and you guys probably don't have a bunch of time to look at everything.
Yeah.
But here's just the highlights. And the first thing that we really saw that really interested us was the new PACKOUT stuff everybody's been asking for. They got a dolly, a mounting plate, and a crate.
Yes, the crate, which was, the most expensive milk crate that you'll ever see. Or the finest, nicest milk crate you'll ever see. Right?
Yeah.
So, milk crates are great. You can throw, cords, accessories, all kinds of different stuff in there that you don't really need to be sealed up. But the cool thing about it is it works with the PACKOUT, so you could actually put another piece of PACKOUT on top of it and make a lid on it, right? So it attaches on there just like anything else would, even though it's an open top. Right?
That's what's cool about the system is that anything can go anywhere in the system.
Yep, and it interlocks in. So, if you wanted to top on it when you're moving stuff, hey, you got it. Just put another piece of PACKOUT on top of it, and you're good to go.
Last year they talked about the mounting plate, and they didn't really quite have it worked out. This year they did.
They did.
And the cool thing about that, so you can put it on the wall and put your PACKOUT on it, but then your PACKOUT's sideways.
Yeah.
But for the crate, you can mount it up and down.
Up and down,
like a basketball hoop.
That's right. So you can put your stuff in it, so you can have it in your shop or whatever, and you just use it as to hold things, right? So like what it's supposed to be, and it's great.
Yeah.
And it works with that, and it says that it can hold up to
50 pounds.
50 pounds to 100 pounds, but there's a demo that we have that shows the product manager doing pull-ups from it mounted from the ceiling
on the mounting plates.
So it can hold a lot.
Yeah, they probably legally have to say 50 pounds, but then also apparently legally they don't have to not do that demo.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. I don't know. Maybe I'll mount my PACKOUT upside down in the garage.
Maybe it'd take up some space. You can have it. You got a lot of space up on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Right. So.
And then they also have the dolly, which they talked about last year, but they perfected it and brought out this year.
Yep.
And the big feature on that is that it's got a really big brake that you can step on.
Yep.
Big
old
and not
foot
have
brake.
it run off on you like maybe some of the other systems will.
Yeah, and it also has the locks on each wheel too. So if you needed to lock down the wheels permanently, you can do that as well.
And then there's tie-down strap areas. So if you were moving like a big like water heater or something into the job site,
you can strap it onto the dolly and push it around.
We've been seeing you guys a lot of comments about where are the drawers, where is this, where is that. There's a lot of things that the product manager, I was talking to him, is working on, getting things cleared. Just like things take time.
Yeah, things take time. It's a lot of development and stuff to make sure that it's going to be up to their expectations and up to your expectations too. But we can tell you if you've been holding off and not getting into the PACKOUT system because there's they don't have this or they don't have that, it's all going to be coming.
Number 2 on the list. We're going to talk. I separated it. It's going to be the PACKOUT radio.
That's right. It's a radio and charger combo. So it will charge your batteries and run off of them at the same time. So definitely really cool.
One or the other.
One or the other. Yeah. They say it's 360-degree sound, which meaning that there's 10 speakers incorporated into it. That's counting the subs. And
I think she said 2 subwoofers.
2 subwoofers, yeah. So it's basically designed that you could have it in the middle of the room and everybody in that room would be able to hear the sound coming out of it.
And you can put it anywhere in the system.
Yep.
And it accepts and charges M18. It doesn't do M12.
Nope.
But
it's M18.
And then you can put your phone inside there.
Yep.
And it'll keep it clean. Clean and safe. And you can charge your phone off of it too. So it's kind of cool.
So pretty cool.
And it actually has a tuner. It's not just a Bluetooth.
Yeah, it has a tuner as well, and it has a really nice sound to it. We were rocking out in some of the videos for it. So very cool.
And so the dolly will come out in July. The mounting plate will come out in August. And the crate and this radio will come out in November.
Scheduled for November.
But, maybe not.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're late.
Sometimes they're late.
So, now on to number 3. Something everybody's been asking for. The framing nailer.
Cordless framing nailer.
Yeah.
Cordless, gasless framing nailer.
Yeah, so it's not like a...
Runs off the battery, right?
Runs off the battery.
I was really impressed by this. The rate of fire on it is, very, very fast. As fast as you can work or want to work. The nailer can stick with you. And the power is there as well, right? So it is adjustable, so you can, adjust the depth of drive on it. But if you have it tuned in, you can sink nails all day long, right? So.
And we got a 21 degree and a 30 degree, depending on if you're using clip nails or not.
Yep.
And then there's also an extended magazine that you can buy for like $70, and it'll let you put in two strips at a time.
2 strips at a time, so it gives you that extra capacity.
I thought it was a little heavy, but
it's right in there.
It's got the compressor built in.
Yeah. So you don't have to have another compressor and stuff with it. It's cordless, and it will handle the job that you need it to handle. And they're saying that's going to be available in October of this year.
Yeah, and so they have had brad nailers and crown staplers in the past.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't very well received. They weren't done yet.
Yeah.
But now they have fixed those. That's number 4 on our list.
Yep.
Is the 18 gauge brad nailer and the 1/4 inch 18 gauge narrow crown stapler.
So yeah, both of these, they got the brad nailer smaller and lighter, and it has way more power, and its rate of fire was right up there too. And they have. You can tune it in depending on the type of wood that you're working with, from softs to really hard woods, to get the depth of drive that you need out of that brad nailer, to do your finish work. So really cool. Same with the 1/4 inch 18 gauge narrow crown stapler. The new brad nailer will be available in August, and the stapler will be available in February of 2020. So that one's got a little bit longer to wait on that one. But.
And then another one that, they're kind of bringing in more like woodworking and more
general
construction products, and the router is now going to be available in October.
Yep.
So it's a compact router, runs off the M18, and it's pretty tough. Like
it definitely can hold its own. It is a solid router. It was handling some aggressive bits and removing stock, at a pretty good clip. So I was really impressed by it.
It's really easy to handle.
Yep.
And adjustments are very fine-tuned. Adjustments are very easy to make quickly. And he's going to have a plunge base and 2 different kinds.
2 different kinds of bases for it. So, and they will be sold as separate accessories. And the thing about it is, this will not be launching as a kit. This is going to be a bare tool. So it won't come with the batteries and chargers. But I think a lot of people who are already invested in Milwaukee already have a bunch of batteries and chargers. So you'll get a little bit of a price break to get the tool itself in your hands. So.
Yeah, and then they're saying October for that one.
Yep. The next one on our list would be the M18 Fuel 7 1/4 inch rear-handled circular saw.
Don't say worm drive.
Shh. Cover that shirt up. So yeah, it's basically the, as I call it, the left-handed or the rear-handled circular saw, and
a lot of people prefer it that way.
Yep, especially when you're doing framing and stuff like that, and it was a very powerful saw.
Yeah.
It was handling a lot of stuff, and a lot of cuts, and people were putting it through its paces, and it was keeping right up with it, much like some of the other circular saws that they've brought out with recently.
Yeah, like last year they had, it was a regular Sidewinder. This one is maybe a little bit more powerful, but it felt good.
Yeah, you could definitely you get your cuts in there, and it's definitely worth checking out, and everybody's been clamoring for it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a cool tool, and that's actually coming out here real soon in July.
It has 15 amps of power, but it's not going to run down your battery too fast because you can get 570 cuts
In
of
2x4s. Yep.
So
per charge.
I mean, hopefully you don't have to do more than that in a day.
Yeah.
And then right next to that, this one's not on the list, but we're just going to say hello to the 12-inch dual bevel sliding compound miter saw with one key.
One key, yeah. It was that was a beast of a saw.
It's a big saw and a big name.
It was. It is a very big name, and it was a very big saw. But it was pretty impressive as well. It could cut some.
Cool.
Yeah, and kind of following that up in the general construction field would be they have a 9-inch cutoff saw.
Ooh, I was going to save the biggest for last.
You're going to save the biggest for last? Wow.
Yes, they have the 9-inch cutoff saw, a cement cutting saw, or rebar.
Or rebar. So, and you can hook. It has a water hookup attachment on it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can hook up, either their new water backpack to it as well and run it.
Switch tank.
Switch tank is what they call it. But it was really impressive too. It was.
You got to cut with it.
I did cut with it, yeah, and it was incredibly light, and it did a really good job, actually. So I was pretty impressed by that, and I think it's going to be really handy for people who need to be making some cuts in concrete or cutting rebar all day, and it will work pretty slick.
Pretty slick.
Pretty slick. When you get in and you're kind of moving around the job site, you get done with general construction, and you move on to the interior stuff. What do you need? Installation tool, right?
Hell of a segue.
Hell of a segue. Installation drill driver, right? So this is like...
Yeah, and people are like, what the heck does that mean?
Well, it means that you can switch out the head to different configurations, so you can do no-mar installation of lighting, get into hard to reach places in cupboards, that type of thing. So it's really kind of designed to go in and do that finish work or after construction installations or removal, right? Or
finishing touches.
Finishing touches, right? And so it has, I think, 4 different head styles that you could put on it.
Yep. It's got the
switch out.
The off center, the right angle, the chuck,
and then the impact, or the quarter-inch hex drive, which you can have, and it has it's more of a finesse tool. So it's not meant to have like the power, but you can definitely put.
Well, it's got 300 inch-pounds of torque.
Well, is it nut busting torque?
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I'd say it's pretty good.
Designed to have enough power so you could put a spade bit on it, get in, behind your installation. Run a hole in to run more wire and cable in through there and finish out whatever installation you have to do.
But it's like really small. It's less than 2 pounds.
Yep.
You can put it on your belt and you probably won't even notice it.
Yeah, the kind of cool thing about it is it has a little front hand guard on it that has magnets on it so you can hold your bits and stuff on there. What also is in there, that's where they put the electronics and stuff. They moved some of the electronics out of the barrel of the tool and into that so they could, make some better use of space, right?
And the cool thing is, like just switching out bits, like this would be faster to switch off the front head of it instead of a bit. Like if you're gonna pre-drill and then put on and then drive your screw.
Yeah, you can also combine a couple of them, right? So if you needed to, put the right angle on and then put something else in there, you could, do a weird configuration.
Yeah, you can almost work on the drill.
Yeah, with itself.
With itself, no, maybe not. But I think this, I don't know if it's really a response to the Flexi Click, but it's just their take.
Their take on
an installation, small application.
Yeah, drill driver. So it's pretty cool. Also with that kind of comes the response to people going, hey, where's my fuel surge M12 impact driver? Yeah,
and so the surge on an 18-volt platform has been out for like 3 years or so, and people really enjoy it because it's a lot quieter.
Yeah.
It uses hydraulics instead of
the anvils.
Anvils.
Yeah, and they say that it's reduces the decibel output by 2x.
Or by half.
Or by half, if you're going to go by that.
So here's a regular one. Here's a surge. As you can tell, it is a lot quieter.
And last but not least, and this is what I think is going to be the sleeper tool, because there are, this was in the mechanics section and mechanical tool section, so they're not giving up on getting into covering you mechanics with new tools and stuff like that either. They're bringing out a whole bunch of different tools there, like extended reach ratchets for the M12 fuel line. They also are finally going to get that the 1-inch impact out there that we had seen last year.
The Angry Inch.
The Angry Inch is coming.
You guys loved that one last year.
And then the big sleeper that's going to be coming out is the right angle die grinder.
And why do you say that?
The M12, because it's going to be one of those very versatile tools, right? They have it for metalworking and stuff like that, but I think people are going to find all kinds of uses for this tool because you can adjust the RPM speeds on it to match the accessories, RPM requirements at a push of a button, right? So you can go your high end, you can go your low end, and I think people are going to adapt this thing out to do more than just metalworking and fabrication. I think you're going to see people buying this handy little tool to get off of air compressors altogether and incorporate it into other projects.
Yeah, I mean,
that it wasn't probably meant to do, but they're going to be able to do it, and it's very compact, it's very powerful, and it's going to get the job done. And going to kind of revolutionize what people were using
the
that
workflow.
tool for, the workflow, right?
Well, a lot of people, we put out a teaser on Instagram, and I just made things look like they were made from Milwaukee and asked people what they wanted to see at the event. And some people were saying the compressor, I don't think they're going to make a compressor.
I don't think they're going to. I think they're trying to get away from air power altogether.
Yeah, or really, plug-in.
Or plug-in, for that matter. Or, heck, who knows, maybe even gas. So that's just some of the general stuff we've seen. I mean, if you're into the electrical segment, the plumbing segment, they have a whole bunch of tools for those. We didn't have enough time in our going about to see everything.
Yeah.
We did go and take some sneak peeks of some stuff. I mean, they got some pretty cool stuff coming out for drain cleaners. They got
the plumbing. They have a sewer sectional machine.
Yep.
And they have a 2-inch threader.
That's right.
That are coming out. I don't think those have been cordless before.
Nope, but they are now. They also had some bringing out some different personal headlamps and stuff. They're kind of low profile, so you don't have to take the headlamp off your hard hat if you have a visor on and stuff. It's a very small profile, which is very cool. It's kind of one of those frustrating things if you can't have all the accessories on. You always had to pick and choose before. Now you can have it all on.
You can have it all
and have your choice. And that kind of brings us to the last little bit that they're getting into, and that is personal protection, right? So getting into safety glasses, hard hats, safety vests. So you'll be able to outfit yourself in Milwaukee gear from start to finish. A lot of cool things coming out. You're going to want to, keep a lookout, and we'll have more videos coming out as these things launch and stuff like that, and we'll, do some deep dives into them, and they're going to be available for you guys to purchase on Toolbarn.com.
Yep. And if you have any questions, go ahead and write them in the comments, and we'll do our best to answer those for you.
That's right.
So, thanks for watching, and that was your top 10 plus a bunch of other stuff.